Virtual Dragon Con.
Dragon Con goes virtual.
Yeah. Whose shirt was that? It was my shirt.
Who?
Welcome to our McWorld.
Mallory.
Courtney,
So,
this is the Dragon Con 2020 show.
if you've been watching any of our other videos, then you know what's coming. Or if you're a Dragon Con person, you know what happened.
Yeah.
In which, because of the Rona, no Dragon Con in person 2020.
Yeah. Which is understandable.
Yep.
Dragon Con normally has, 80,000 people, so.
Yep. We kind of figured at some point they either probably weren't going to have it, or we didn't know how well it was going to be, because we kind of figured like people weren't going to, like, there probably wouldn't be as many guests. We didn't know anyway.
Yeah.
They didn't end up getting canceled, so it didn't matter.
Yeah. So they shifted it to a virtual con, and honestly, the amount of work that went into this, I can't even begin to imagine, because they really did such a great job, in my opinion. Now, I've never been to any other virtual cons. Why would I have? But they had 3 channels of programming running 24/7 for the duration of Dragon Con. And one channel had new programming of whatever description. One channel had what was on the third channel? I don't remember. But then one channel they played like old panels from prior cons that they had recorded and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I don't remember what the third channel was. It was something else. But anyway, so they still had a parade, which they compiled all these different video submissions from people basically just walking by their cameras and stuff.
So that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
We watched that.
Some did some magic in their acts and like teleported and all kinds of stuff. And then, so the cool thing about the panel channel was we got a chance to see some panels that we had not previously seen.
Yeah, it's like ones either we had missed, we weren't able to get into, or panels that we didn't
No, we wanted to go to.
We wanted to go to.
Yeah.
So we watched the Firefly panel.
Mm-hmm.
This was now back, I think, from the first year we met, like the second year we ever went.
Right.
With Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk.
Yeah. And we hadn't watched Firefly at that time, but we watched it now. So that was pretty cool. And then one night, a Felicia Day panel came on at like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And we were still awake, so we watched it, and it was really great.
You gotta stay up half the night where it's not Dragon Con weekend.
Yeah, right? If you're not doing that, what are you even doing?
Yeah. And we also, believe it or not, did the blood drive.
Yeah, we did.
And we got these shirts.
Yep.
That's where we got these shirts.
Yeah, so, funny thing, not funny at the time, but so since the pandemic has been happening, we've been trying to go donate blood when we can and stuff. And so, I thought, well, obviously there's not going to be a Dragon Con blood drive because there's not going to be a Dragon Con in person. So, sometime towards the end of August, the middle end of August, I was due up again to where I could go give. So I thought, well, no need to save it. I'll just go donate now. I kid you not. It wasn't 2 or 3 days later when I see a tweet talking about, we're still having the blood drive, and if you come on Labor Day weekend, you get a shirt.
Yeah.
And I thought, what?
What?
Mostly because I had just gone, obviously, so I couldn't go again.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it worked out. Obviously, I got a shirt because, so Mallory went on Thursday.
Yeah. As per usual, we try to go on Thursday. So I made an appointment. There's like a Life South Center not far from where I work. And so I stopped on my way home that Thursday. And they had signs out front for Dragon Con. They had the shirts. They're like, "Oh, are you here for Dragon Con?" Which I wore my carpet mask.
Yeah.
So they kind of knew I was. Because a lot of them actually go do the drive at Dragon Con.
Right.
So they know.
Yeah, this year we got Marriott carpet printed face masks.
Yes.
Since we have to wear a mask all the time anyway, so why not wear a carpet one?
Yeah.
So that was our new Marriott carpet swag.
Yeah.
For the year.
We get new swag all the time.
Yeah. So then, anyways, carry on.
Yeah, so anyway, I went in and I was gonna see if I could get 2 shirts, but they wouldn't let me have 2.
Yeah. So, but my dad, he donates anyway. He donates blood anyway. So, he said, "Yeah, sure, I'll just go donate and get you a shirt." So he ended up doing that. He actually had to go to 2 locations because the one he was supposed to go to, he got there and they'd canceled it. But anyway, he went to the other one and got my shirt. So it all worked out. We got our shirts.
Yep.
You know, I had just donated, so I feel like I deserved my shirt.
Yeah.
I would have waited if I had known. So,
and really, that's the only notes I have, except we did have sort of a cosplay, and then we did do, I guess we could say we did some activities.
yeah.
So we were trying to figure out what can we do because it's all virtual, all the content, whatever. So we kind of got together with our people that normally go to Dragon Con and decided that we would try to we wanted to do something different. So our cosplay goes hand in hand with our main activity.
Yeah.
So for years and years, we've been thinking about playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
But none of us ever had.
No.
And didn't know how, really.
Correct.
Like, all we kind of knew going in was there was a dungeon master
Yeah.
who basically navigates
Ran
the story.
Yeah.
And because we'd seen people play it on TV.
Yeah.
Like Stranger Things and
Whatever you
Big
can,
Bang Theory.
whatever you can learn from watching people play it on TV, that's what we knew about it.
Yeah. So so several people I work with, I had heard them talking about it. So I asked some of them and I said, "Hey, where do I start?"
Yeah.
Because they said, "Oh, well, just get a good dungeon master." And I was like, I'm going to have to be the dungeon master.
Yeah.
So where do I need to start?
Yeah.
So they ended up saying, giving me some advice and telling me to get this starter kit. So I bought this starter kit, and so I had that, and I had the rule book and the story book, and I spent a long time trying to learn the basic rules of the game and like how to be a dungeon master. And I made like cheat sheet, and I sent it to the guys at work, and I'm like, "Hey, can you make sure this is correct? Tell me what I'm doing wrong."
Yeah.
And then I decided I thought it would be a good idea to make one for everybody. So I made clipboards for everybody with cheat sheets and their character sheets, and then I was like, had this whole plan in my head of how I was going to explain the game to everybody. Because I think maybe 1 or 2 of them had like a little bit of knowledge of the game,
Yeah.
but nobody else knew anything about it.
Nah.
And so it was kind of like, nobody's probably going to notice if you mess up,
Yeah.
really. But I honestly didn't think it was going to go as well as it did.
Yeah, no. I didn't either, because sometimes when we play games and stuff, people get bored easily and they don't want to play anymore. And then sometimes, too, we don't want to, we want to play games to where it's not really like you don't have to think that much. It's just like play for fun. And which, too, part of what Mallory did as the dungeon master was focused on kind of keeping the game moving. So we're still not sure we actually play correctly, but our main objective is to not let people get bored or feel hopeless or challenge them too much to where they want to quit. So far it's working.
Yeah. So we thought, because our adventure was like a 4-part adventure kind of thing, and we made it through over 2 days that weekend. We made it through part 1.
Yeah. So we ended up, like she said, we kind of got together and hung out, and we watched some panels, and We had one of our friends likes to cook a lot, so he was cooking. Like one night we had Korean barbecue, and one night we had ramen, and then we played for probably 3 or 4 hours each day. We actually played D&D.
Yeah.
And so then, of course, playing D&D is what inspired our costumes for this year.
Yes. So we were just trying to do kind of D&D related cosplay, and like I had sent out everybody like, here's your character sheet,
Yeah.
so you kind of knew like what if you were an elf or if you were a wizard or what kind of what your character was if you wanted, which really only 3 of us really dressed up.
Yeah.
And I was just I had this corset that I had bought when we were going to do a Dead 7 cosplay a long time ago that we didn't end up doing.
Yeah.
And I never worn it. And I thought, this one might be good for that. And so I went to Goodwill and found me a white shirt that had kind of the poofier sleeves, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was actually looking for khakis. And I didn't have any khakis. And I couldn't find any good ones anywhere. So I finally ended up getting green pants at leggings at Walmart.
Yeah.
But it turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
And I don't wear a cape because why not?
Yeah. And then I've been thinking for a couple years now about possibly doing a cosplay from How to Train Your Dragon. And so my character, actually I kind of picked the character because of the weapon that my character in the game wielded. My character had a broad axe. I'm a human in the game. And so I wanted to be Astrid from How to Train Your Dragon. Because I thought, mostly I've been thinking about doing that for DragonCon anyway. So I thought, well, if I could put this costume together, it would work for my character in D&D.
Mm-hmm.
But then also I can wear it when we go back to DragonCon in person. And so I just put together kind of an Astrid costume. I got my aunt, I had a skirt I never wear anymore that was already maroon. So we just kind of made slits all around it, and I just hot glued these little cones to it. So it's kind of a balling on a budget costume, but
Yeah.
it looked pretty cool. My dad made me an axe. And so, it's pretty Astrid-y, I guess. So
Yeah.
now I've got me another costume for the future.
Yep. And I think Macy dressed up. Her character was an elf.
Mm-hmm.
So she was she made her a little crown and stuff, and she had her cape and everything.
Yeah.
And she had her little dragon on her shoulder.
Yeah.
So that was cool. So that was our we only did that the first day. We didn't do that the second time we played.
No.
We were like, forget it. Although what was funny is the first time it was the 3 of us had on something, and the next day Ben shows up wearing his Star Wars robe.
Yeah.
And none of us had on anything. He was like,
so, whatever.
oh, also we did get Dave some armor at the Dollar Tree and made him wear it for a little bit.
Oh, yeah, it was like kid armor.
Yeah, it was like for little bitty kids.
Oh, yeah, funny story, too, about the Dollar Tree. Yeah, Dave's like 6'5" or whatever, so it looked ridiculous. But also, funny story came from the Dollar Tree adventure. So, Astrid has, I guess they're bird skulls, or I don't know if they're little dragon skulls. I really need to rewatch those movies, but on her skirt, or it's really on her belt, but whatever. And so we go to the Dollar Tree, and they had all these little dead birds, for Halloween costume or decorations.
Yeah.
So they're little bird skeletons. And so I got a bunch of them because I needed them to go all the way around my skirt and stuff. So I go up to the thing and I pile all these dead birds on the counter, bird skeletons. And the guy checking me out was like, "Oh, you getting ready for Halloween?" And I was like, "Nope." And he kind of was like,
"Then
what is that?
What are you doing?"
Mallory said, when we walked out, Mallory said, "Yeah, you should have told him. I just really like bird skeletons, and this is the only time of year you can get them." But I did a cave eventually and be like, they're for a costume I'm working on, but it's not for Halloween, because, of course, noobs think you only wear costumes at Halloween.
Yeah.
As if. So.
Yeah, no.
So that was our weekend.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
On Friday we
we
took
did
an
have-
adventure to H Mart.
Oh Oh yeah, we did. We went on our first trip to H Mart.
Yeah, it's like an international grocery store that we had not been to because we needed to get stuff for
Korean barbecue.
Yeah, for Korean barbecue.
We ate lunch there.
Yeah,
It was really good.
it was good. And got to see all the stuff that they have in that store, which was really cool.
Yeah. I was gonna say we did have karaoke one night
Yeah.
just for fun, and we just did random stuff, but
Mhm.
we were just trying to make the most of it while in between like watching some of the virtual
Yeah.
events. We did turn on the Alton Brown panel, but I don't know, I wasn't really watching it, but they did have it on. We tried to go to it when it actually happened and couldn't get in.
Yeah, we were very sad, but then in hindsight, we were not as sad because really, I guess I thought it would be more of a panel about in fairness, it was a good eats panel, okay? But I guess I thought it would be more like the content of Good Eats rather than a panel about Good Eats. And it was really more of a panel about the show.
Specifically.
For
about the
real.
show.
So, I've seen Good Eats, and I used to watch it here and there, but not enough to know what all those people were talking about. And that's mostly what they talked about.
Yeah.
So, I didn't regret having missed it then, like I had previously.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was Dragon
That
Ball
was-
2020.
That was it. Our first and I don't
Hopefully
know. Hopefully
last, but-
only virtual Dragon Con, but who knows? As
Yeah.
of today, we don't know still
Yeah.
what's going to happen in 2021.
So,
When this video comes out, we will have known,
yeah.
but not right now because it's still February.
Yeah.
We're getting a head start on all these videos, but they'll be coming out through the end of this year.
Yeah. So stay tuned for other Dragon Cons. We're going to start doing, after this one, we're going to start doing all these other cons we've mentioned in our previous Dragon Con videos.
Yes.
And then, of course, we do other things,
Yep.
too. So,
Come back and join us. We do a lot of like fandom related. We have a lot of
Yeah.
fandom related chats,
pop culture in
Yeah.
general.
and we do have sort of we do a book. Sometimes we read books and then talk about them on here and do different things like that, or watch movies we've never seen and stuff. So if you have any recommendations for movies or books that you would like to hear us talk about, let us know
Yeah.
and we'll check them out.
Yes. So, that's it. See y'all next time.